Man, you took my dignity away, you know. I was beaten down on the ground, in front of my family, and yeah, he took my dignity.
I just got away with it time after time after time, but when I did get caught and I had to go to court, it just was nothing, really.
It was very, very overwhelming that I could say what I wanted to say to her.
So forum sentencing was designed to give victims a voice in the criminal justice process, and it was designed to create an opportunity where there could be a discussion around the offence that had been committed and an opportunity to right the wrong that had been done through the crime.
It gives those people an insight and an input into how the punishment should be administered to an offender.
Quite often the victim is left out of the traditional justice system, but forum sentence gives you the ability to give that victim a direct voice.
It actually gives the victims a say in what the outcomes are, what can happen to any offender. I mean, I'd basically say that I was a victim of a very violent assault, which happened in my own street on a Sunday afternoon. I just see lots of faces, really, big faces, big fists, and I could see more people coming in to kick me. I was helpless. I couldn't get up. All I could do was just curl up and, the fetal position to try and protect myself. It's just unbelievable. I got taken to hospital and treated for blood, bruising. I had x-rays done, my ribs and everything, because they thought I had broken ribs. I mean, I wanted that person to be punished for what they'd done to an innocent family, an innocent street.
It was designed to try and provide more meaningful outcomes for criminal offenders. So essentially designed to discuss the crime that's occurred and through that discussion to develop a solution to right the wrong that had been committed.
You see it on TV, you see the victims on TV, the murderers and stuff like that, meeting their victims. It's just like that. I was thinking that they were going to send me to jail because I knew that I'd had a build-up of crimes. When I was waiting for it, he said, forum sentencing. I was like, really shocked. I was feeling, I have to face these people, and I ripped them off.
No, I don't think it's a soft option. It certainly makes them face the victims head on.
It's easier for an offender to sit in a courtroom and face an anonymous magistrate than it is to face the person that they've harmed and to hear the effect that their actions have had on that individual.
You've got so much built up inside you from what's happened to you and things like that. You're so upset, you're angry, so you want to be able to express your feelings to this person and get all your anger out.
I had to sit there and deal with it, but I took it. I knew I deserved it. I started using drugs when I was 23. I've used ice and speed for 10 years intravenously. One night we'd run out of drugs, I wanted more drugs. So I took it upon myself to just go out in the dark, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I went and broke into the dance studio, Static Dance Studio. Yeah, I stole money from there.
The studio's been open for, this is the sixth year it's been open for. We had a lot of work trying to build it up because this was only just 4 walls. So a lot of hard work, but it's finally paid off now. So it's everything that I wanted to do. So we've got about 300 students now.
don't know, I can't remember if I smashed it or what happened, but I know that I got in through a window. There was no alarm, so I just looked around, and then I went to the front desk and I just opened the drawer and took the money.
I felt very violated. I wanted to get answers from her exactly why she broke into my premises.
Often you find when victims come into these types of restorative processes like forum sentencing, they want to know why they were the victim of the crime as opposed to somebody else, why the crime was actually committed, and whether or not the offender is going to commit that crime again. Now, often they're unanswered questions in our traditional court system, but through the forum sentencing process, the victim can directly pose those questions to the offender and get an answer.
The reason why I chose crime is because, you know, late at night, where am I supposed to get money? Where am I supposed to get a, you know? It was just a spur of the moment choice that I made one night.
I mean, the crime itself, I mean, it didn't just affect me. I mean, it affected my whole family. It affected other people within the street. We couldn't walk out of the house. My youngest daughter actually had nightmares for a little while of, you know, of Dad getting hurt. So it cost us our lifestyle as well.
The kids felt they were invaded because someone's came in here and taken their property.
Forum sentencing makes people face up to the wrong that they've done. It makes them hear about the effect of what their actions have been on not just the victim of the crime, but on the broader community.
I didn't really think about how it would affect anybody, how it affected all the kids. I didn't really think of that beforehand. It wouldn't have even crossed my mind, you know. I think that they'd just, you know, get it all fixed and move on from there.
The forum sentence allows police to have a direct voice in the outcome plan that's going to be decided for that offender. That returns the justice in a very personal way and a very individual way to police themselves.
So it helps the community by increasing the community's level of confidence in the justice process, and I think it helps the community by imposing more meaningful and more relevant sentences on offenders.
The options that are available are quite often very, very much tailor-made towards the individual, and so then have a very far-reaching effect towards that individual themselves.
I think justice has happened because I have got what I wanted to get out of this.
A lot of it was about my son and how they couldn't believe, you know, couldn't believe the conditions and everything, and I was using while I had him and doing all this around him. And
I had my dignity back, and yeah, I could feel safe to walk around, to live normally again, I suppose, yeah.
I think forum sentencing allowed me to get better, you know. Now, I'm not out there doing crime anymore. I don't do drugs anymore. I haven't done drugs for 2 years and 4 months. I've gone and I've got myself a job from it. I've now got my own house, got my son in my care. He's happy, I'm happy. Actually taking a role as his mother. And this is how I live my life now.
So I think a sense of justice is people being satisfied that the penalty matches the crime and that the outcome matches the problem that it's been established to deal with. So in that sense, justice is a very practical thing in the forum sentencing program.